Fast forward, any come out our channel so AGH Politics Avenue. Political stories are trending because making headlines near Jembre. Now EDB Exumo our need me and Raximus and ED Kanya. Only I'm structured between a subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and so share now out of accounts of insert into me. It can be any day, young political highways. And any air trip, a year quality teaching hospital. Now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama et me a directed a year hospital and say a year doctors me no any nurses me no and we more hit and run case no a buy it me a boo money a boo a year oma aka car abu woman driving in a Johnny do my hospital why at the end of the day entimi ahwe woman e ma omu ehwere omu enkwa no omu ko enkotena fi emu ran sebnim abra nim before attraction na sa asem gusi omu eyemu pensim mu ADH Politics Avenue yonko insimini.
Let me give him an answer.
Okay.
First of all, there's no way that woman should have been on that operation theater when everything was not in place. There's no way. Kojo,
yes.
Kojo,
actually agree.
I am not. Kojo, listen.
He agrees with you in principle. So
no, listen to me.
Yeah.
That nurse should have been fired on the spot. That doctor who went into the theater without knowing that everything that he needs for that surgery to go through should have been fired on the spot. That is what I call responsibility and accountability. Look, let me tell you what. I'm sitting here. John Hopkins is sending me information that I have to come and do a procedure. By the time I go there to go and do the procedure, it's an infusion. They order it specifically for me. So when I don't show up, or even there's a delay, there's a problem. Kojo, I am talking about responsibility and accountability. I am talking about people who have been to school. I'm not talking about your grandfather and my mother. You get my point? Them I can excuse because they never got opportunity to be taught a certain procedure. Your grandfather was one of the biggest businessmen in the history of Ghana. Yeah, Poku Transport.
I think I'm a small boy. That's why when I come here, you guys they look me like that.
You get my point? Listen to me. But he listened, he learned, he became a big-time businessman. One of the biggest timber merchants in the history of Ghana. He didn't go to college.
Once in fancy people.
Oh, he didn't go to college. I didn't say
university. Okay.
I said he didn't go to college.
What's college?
No. I'm just, let's not trip. I'm just saying that when we go to school, you go there to learn a system. I beg you, if I hadn't been to school, and you go to school and they teach you back home, me, I still know it's back home, but you've been taught another thing that says one. You're not better than me. When you go to speak English, you can say one. But when I'm speaking among my friends, I'll say back home. All I'm saying is there is always a step of the way where somebody should be held accountable.
Okay.
When they finish an operation, somebody's job is to make sure that every single tool that was used is accounted for. That is that person's responsibility. So how come sometimes tools end up in the stomach of patients because somebody did not do the counting properly?
Okay, all right.
All I'm saying is time has come. Mine happened 18 years ago. Okay, Kafu Day when he called me I cried on set like a baby because it was fresh. He was then at GH1. You know, the question is, if you don't experience it, and most people, until they experience it, will not understand. Like I'm saying, the people in charge.
I've kept William on for some time.
Okay.
William is joining us from Kumasi. William, good morning. We lost William there. William, forgive me.
Master, if you were to make a law that no government official, including the president, unless you use your own private money.
Okay.
You cannot be flown outside Ghana for medical care, because if a few of them die in Ghana, they will make sure that the hospitals are fixed.
So we should make
in
that.
Europe,
So the speaker is talking about law. We should put it in
but
there.
the speaker himself.
Now, I'm asking whether we should put it in there that you can't travel out of Ghana with our money, unless it is your money.
Yes, that is what we should do.
Okay.
Because guess what? Then they will fix the hospitals. In Europe, from the beginning of Europe to the end of Europe, whether from France to Holland, Holland to Germany, Germany to England, there's no way that a president or government official will be flown from England to Germany for medical. That means your system doesn't work. You should be ashamed of yourself. We feel big. We see them walking on Oxford Street. The speaker goes.
But you are head of consumer protection. You are flying to John Hopkins for your own treatment.
Because it's my own money.
His own money.
Yeah, but he's what
it's my own money. It's my own money.
It's my own money that you're allowed to. You should sit here. Let's fix the problem.
No, but he says with your own money you can go.
Let me.
No, but
okay, let me listen to President Titus B.U. I'll come so that you give me your thought on that.
Every private person, I don't care. It is your money. Just like your grandfather was doing things bigger than most Ghanaians.
So with your own money, you can go anywhere.
Have you seen his grandfather's house in Kumasi?
No.
It's about 20 acres.
The house.
Yeah, his house.
It's on 20 acres.
Are we here to discuss me or we here to discuss?
But you are discussing me. I'm telling you that because it's a private person, I don't have a problem when he lives on a 20 acre. Okay. But I have a problem when a government appointee, the day before today, could not even buy 80 by 80. Gets a position, and the day after, he says he owns a 20 acre.
Okay, let me bring him.
We are jokers in this country.
He is a former General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association and now a Member of Parliament. He's been speaking on this no-bed syndrome. Let's listen to him.
Very, very, very unfortunate. But Mr. Speaker, when we say no bed in the hospital, what actually do we mean? A no bed could mean that there is no physical bed at the emergency. It could also mean that there is no blood if the managers anticipate that that patient will need blood, and so they want the person to go elsewhere. It could mean there is no a particular skill. For instance, an anesthetist is not there, and they think that that patient will require surgery. It could mean there is no theater space. It could mean there is no oxygen in this hospital. There is no ICU bed, but we think that this patient needs ICU care. It could mean there is no stroke bed, and therefore we are telling you no bed because you have a stroke. There is no doctor at this moment, so there is no bed. Mr. Speaker, but the most disappointing part is that no bed could simply mean that the staff are not willing to work. And that is the very, very sad part. This no bed could mean that a shift is about to end and someone is not willing to admit a new patient and do all the documentation, so turn the patient away. No bed could mean that the doctor is afraid to work or is tired and feels that if he touch that patient and the patient pass away, duty of care is established legally because he has touched the patient. So see no evil. I have not touched that patient, so you cannot blame me for it. But is it really right if a patient dies in the precinct of a hospital, at the entrance of the emergency, wait there for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you say because you've not seen that patient, no duty of care is established? The legal brains will have to help us out. Mr. Speaker, the causes of no bed in this country has been established by previous committees under the former health minister, Honorable Kweku Agyeman, and I worked on that committee in my former capacity as General Secretary of the Medical Association. We all contributed to it. But still, the attitudinal problem and some few other factors have brought us this.
Wow. This really sets the thing in what you were talking about, that it's the Ghanaian in the sector.
Yes.
Attitudinal, because he says he worked on the committee and they established the causes of no bed syndrome.
See, quality of care. What everybody should address their mind to is quality of care. And you see, I said I had the personal experience. And in my case, the following morning, I was now, because I called a few people in the morning to complain. Then I was called back to Confanoche. And in a small room inside, two Cuban, they had Cuban doctors visiting, and they were putting some measures in place. So they actually listened to what I went through and assured me that these are the very things that they are in Ghana to train the nurses and doctors on.
Okay, let me bring in Ebenezer. I'll come to you. Ebenezer is joining us from Prisia.
Thank you.
Ebenezer, good morning.
After training, what happens?
Good morning, Kojo.
Eben, let me hear your point on this.
Kojo, let me give your comment to as well. Kojo, if this discussion was heard, let's say 24 hours ago or 48 hours ago, I think my perception would have been different. I'm saying so because I went to the hospital nearby yesterday with my son. And then when we went there, we were told that we needed blood. In fact, we summoned all the people we see so that they could being helped in that situation. And then we were told that the blood that we are getting is not a match to what we need. And the hospital told us that there is no blood at that moment. So in the course of the conversation, the senior doctor ran into the situation. And he happens to be someone that I know. And because of the situation, I've forgotten that I knew the doctor around. When he got there and then he listened to the situation, he ordered that they should get us blood. And there, we got blood for my son. And so the situation is more or less a Ghanaian situation to whom you know. Because I'm telling you that if this guy knew someone there, we would have been talking about the different situation today. And so, yes, we understand the politician has a role to play, but the Ghanaian culture takes about 70%. And so let's look at that fact. Our hospitals and our doctors there and nurses there should be up and doing, because then nepotism and then the racism, that kind of stuff happening at the hospital is way too bad. If you have not had the experience, probably you have a different sort of experience. Thank you.
Grateful to you for joining. So it's about the Ghanaian Subai attitude. Okay, you can also call us and be part of the discussion as we have. So it looks like now a lot of people are agreeing that, look, yes, and if you listen to Prof, there could be genuine no bed, but the problem is exacerbated by the attitude of our health professionals.
You see, we are trying to push it on the Ghanaian. Yeah, we all Ghanaians, we are in Ghana. But somebody is supposed to be in charge. That's why you are giving all those special preferences as a leader, as a director, as a board chairman.
But he's only one person. His eyes cannot be everywhere.
Can I explain something to you?
Okay.
This is nothing new.
Okay.
He is a medical doctor. You say he's championing something, right? That is the man who the MP. The one, the video that you just showed.
Yeah, Professor Biyo.
He's a medical doctor.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm glad he's in the Parliament. In other jurisdictions, that is why people go to Parliament. Your profession. Some of them go to make sure that laws are made to make their profession better. So as he is there, I'll go and look for him and ask him, on behalf of patients and doctors, what is he advocating in terms of the Ghana health law or whatever it is, to make it better? You get look, there was a man who was disabled as an MP some time ago. He passed away, right? In other jurisdictions, there's United States, there's a quadruple amputee. He went to Vietnam. 2 legs are gone, his hands are gone. He is there to advocate on the welfare of physically challenged people, because he is one of them. If you go there as a former medical doctor, as a former health worker, and you don't even see that your profession that you left to come here, after Parliament you might go back, and you don't advocate for the system to be better, and then you give.
But that's what you're saying.
No, hold on. As I go and see him, me and him, we can form, we can come together and see that laws that are made. Okay, Ghana, most of the laws they say, we've laid the law for 21 days. If nothing happens, it becomes How many Ghanaians even know that the law is legal?
All right.
All I'm saying is this thing that we are talking about, the Ghanaian, is just like anywhere in the world, from India to the United States. It's the people of the country who are in charge of everything. But it is somebody's job to make sure that I am doing mine, you are doing yours, but Joe is doing his. But for me to say that because it's a Ghanaian thing, and my grandmother,
I don't say it's a Ghanaian.
But that's what you say it's the Ghanaian. It's a Ghanaian attitude.
No, yes.
But the Ghanaian attitude, I beg you, you, when you are living here from Accra to abroad, you get to Kotoka, you misbehave because there's no other at Kotoka. You get to Heathrow Airport, you stand attention. They don't even tell you that you have to obey the law. It happens to all of us.
So it's both. The system and the Ghana have to work on all of them.
We need to work on all of them. Yes. But you see, the system would only work because the system is not robotic, right? It's human beings. So all the things there, one of the things we have in Ghana a lot is we have laws. We have a lot of legislation. We have a lot of things on paper. How do we practice it? How do we put it into operation? This triage system we talked about, there's triage. I'm sure when they go to the medical schools and the nursing school, they teach them triage, right? But it is the person applying it. Look, the reason I want to emphasize the Ghanaian is that I had a brother who opened a restaurant, brought in a South African to train the people, right? 6 months training, everything was perfect in the restaurant. When the South African left, guess what? They went back to their old ways.
You know why?
Why is that? Because the Ghanaian had a certain...
Because the South African was supervising them properly.
Yes.
The Ghanaian who... No, hold on. Your brother who did... No, it happens every...
No, it doesn't happen.
That is why people...
But you said something yourself. Uncle Peter, hold on. When you get to the UK, nobody's supervising you, but you behave. And the husband is vivid because there's an ongoing operation. And the medication will not last to the end of the operation. So he has to go downstairs and buy. This person, the husband, ran downstairs. The downstairs pharmacy is closed. He now asks, where can I buy? They said Bantima. Do you know what goes through a human being that has to go from Konfanochi to Bantima to go and look for a certain medication when your wife is on the operation bed and that medication will not last? Is that a precedent problem? Is that the... You understand what I'm saying? It is individuals... No, I'm coming.
Okay, let me go on the phone line so I can... You wrap up and then Mr. Capito will also respond.
I'll answer him.
Francis is joining us from Elembele. Francis, Korle.
System.
I'll answer you.
Hello, Francis. Francis in Elembele. Francis.
Elembele.
Korle. Better.
I better tell him to say 8,880.
Francis, let's go on.
I know that you are doing well. Yeah, let me say my thoughts on this particular issue that you are discussing. But I think that it's a now let's go that.
Are you sure it's not your system?
I don't know what's happening. Francis, you started very well, but the line is...
I think it's your system. It can't be three people having a problem. It's your system.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, let's try.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm saying that what your two panels are discussing are very... And each of the, I think, was for any Ghanaian to consume it. Now,
It's your line.
I think
okay, so let me finish. So this person
let him finish and I
goes and run and gets this medication somewhere in Bantama and runs back. Now the point is, the nurse who prepped the operation, the in charge who made sure that everything is supposed to be in place, right? Now didn't do their work well because they didn't have the right calculation to know the right medication. Let me tell you the icing on the cake. The child that was born was a boy. They now put a pink band on the boy.
So it's a girl?
No, it's a boy. You put a pink band.
Normally they put
it's supposed to be blue. It's supposed to be blue. The nurse put a pink band on the boy. It's a boy. The nurse put a pink band on the boy. The mother is like, But oye bema why omso ye ni blue dibi o ti enya hwe.
Let me
we and some who wrote him also channel so, Mammy and I was so Jim Ewha see that, and it's all body, you know, they are don't be Edomania. You better say, Asia.